Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Stephen M. Green podcast. Today, I have a very special guest, the one, the only, Papa Lxst.
Was poppin'.
just give me a couple seconds. I'm gonna make some coffee. Okay. Ah, shit. Oh,
Damn.
Papa Lxst, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Papa Lxst, aka Rick Steiger, but I want to change my name to Lucifer Angel Panchos, which means Lucifer Angel Reaper. So that way, when I have a son and a daughter, I'll name them Grim and Soul. Daughter Soul be Soul Reaper, and a son named Grim Reaper. I am a Wiccan, which means I'm a witch. I do witchcraft. That's why I consider myself a Satanist. I'm very heavily into Satanism. Satanism is an non-theistic religion that believes that you should put yourself before believing in yourself before a higher power. That's just one of the factions. There's many factions of Satanism, but we won't get into that. I made a pact with God to where I will live forever as long as I heal those who have the capacity to be healed. But where I realize throughout my journeys that everyone has the capacity to be healed to a certain extent. So there's me. That's me. That's why I consider myself a fallen angel. I'm also schizophrenic. I hear voices, but those are just the witches talking to me. So I mean, honestly, this mental disorders are up in the air. It's all just labels meant to put the man down. I mean, everyone has really ADHD. If you really think about it, everyone has these. Everyone really has bipolar. Everyone. So that's just me, the fallen angel Lucifer, really. So you call me Ace, if anything. That's why I go by Ace. But very rarely I go by Rick. Very rarely I go by my birth name. My birth name is Richard, but I go by Rick. So that's me, Papa Lxst.
So, Ace, tell us about your music.
So, um, I, if I'm fully being honest here, I knocked off this one song from someone on SoundCloud, and it called Love Trauma, and I remastered it, and I had it called Love Paranoia, and I uploaded it on SoundCloud with 150,000 streams, and people were, at the time I was doing YouTube, people were hitting up me on YouTube saying I should do music, and I was getting bothered that they don't want to listen to my YouTube videos or watch my YouTube videos, they just want to listen to my music. But people were saying that I sounded like XXXTentacion. They're saying that I really had a gift there, even though it was in my vocals, I really had a gift being a producer. So I gave it a try, and released Dark Pain, and the Dark Pain now has over 2,100 plays. And then I released Brain Dead, which is Brain Dead I consider my baby because the most emotional song I ever had up to date is Brain Dead currently. And this Dead Rose, that's what inspired me to release an album or an EP, initially an EP called the Dead Rose EP, but then I decided to make an album. And that's been postponed many times, but it's actually coming out on January 13th, which is perfect timing because it's Friday the 13th. And it's going to be one part of a three-part era. It's going to be the first part is going to be Dead Rose, the second part is going to be Red Rose, the third part is going to be Ascension, and the cover for the third one is going to be a White Rose. Well, if you're in the know of today, you'll know that it's the third part of the three-part trilogy. And from songs I've released up to that point, I don't have it. And it's like how Eminem has a current call, the greatest hits. I don't have Graveyard, the hits. It's going to be called Graveyard, the hits. And it's going to have all songs from, not all songs, it's going to have all hit songs ranging from Dead Rose to Ascension, including EPs, singles, even unreleased music that will release and up to Graveyard. So this is currently the Graveyard era.
Nice. So, to let everyone know, me and Ace have known each other since middle school,
Yep.
and we've been friends for years now. And
Because we both know how it's like to be alone, and that's why I decided to go to Steven because I noticed that he was doing art on his own, and I was actually kind of getting a little bit popular in eighth grade. But instead of being a popular table, I decided to hang out with Steven because he was all alone and doing art. And I gave up popularity in middle school just to be. I mean, as cliche as that might seem like, but it's true. I decided that being less alone with and true connection is worth more than popularity. So I gave it up to be friends with Steven.
Yeah, so
Steven
basically,
wasn't really the most popular kid in middle school, but I didn't give a fuck because I honestly just wanted someone to connect with on a deeper spiritual level.
yeah, so he basically chose to be with a
A loner,
nerdy weird loner than to
right?
hang out with a popular
The
kid.
popular crowd, yeah, and I was hanging out with the popular crowd, and I was in the art table, and that was my assigned table. I was assigned to the popular crowd table, and I gave that up, just to hang out with Steven.
Wow.
I
That's
don't think
cool.
he even knew that either.
Yeah, no, actually I don't think I did.
Yeah,
But thank you for that again.
of course, man. I mean,
I me and him, you know, we've been through a lot, but something I've seen over the years was that I've seen this evolution from him originally making YouTube videos. Do you want
gaming videos to be
yeah,
exact.
do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I was originally making gaming videos, and then I went from making gaming videos to montages, and then went from montages to live streaming, not live streaming. And when the Injustice 2 came out on all platforms, I decided to do a stream, a 24-hour stream, because I realized that no other streamers were doing it at the time. I was one of the pioneers for that, believe it or not, because no one else was doing 24-hour streams.
And
Yeah,
I was in one of those streams and it was pretty crazy. I was like, oh my god, he had like I swear he had like almost 100 people watching him at
right.
one
I
time.
did have over 100
Yeah,
people
yeah,
watching.
he did, and that's just crazy. So back in
But
the day, early 2010s, mid to late 2010s, he uh
might bleach it tomorrow.
he
I don't have the day off, so. What's up?
oh Ace, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you
Yeah.
good? Okay. He was like almost every
Could you
single
roll me
day,
one?
and almost every single day that I would come home from school,
Alright.
I would look forward
Yeah.
to watching one of his streams, and it was really cool because he was super consistent,
Thank you.
and I think that consistency led him to have a really dedicated fan base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which unfortunately I've let down up to this point. I mean, I'm kind of washed up at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
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 You had no
Yeah.
problem
So
saying that.
yeah.
You should put that in the highlight that Papa Lxst was a wash up, dude. I
Yeah.
literally am a
Yeah.
wash up, dude. I'm a wash up what I used to be, dude. My legacy is not to be found currently, but
Damn.
as soon to be changed because like I said, this is the graveyard era. It's gonna be Dead Rose. Like I said, we have a lot of projects coming out this year. I just want to announce that. So we have Dead Rose, then we have Injustice, then we have Nirvana, then we have Terminator, then we have Polar Ice, then we have White Rose, and then we have no, actually we have Red Rose, and then we have White Rose, and then we have Graveyard.
So
Right.
basically, Papa Lxst is gonna make a huge comeback with tons of music, tons of content, and I'm so excited to hear all of it. So, speaking of music, um, can you give us any hints or clues as
Thank
to
you.
what some of these albums will be about?
This album's gonna be up. Well, Dead Rose is my the darkest album yet. Essentially talking about sex and drugs and rock and roll, really, and how that's had an effect on my mind, body, and soul.
Wow, that's deep.
Thank you.
What about the Injustice EP?
Injustice EP is going to be personified personas that I've come across throughout my journey, my spiritual journey.
Cool.
Through his psych ward and everything, is that I've taken on personas, different kind of personas, like some titles is a exclusive sneak peek on some title tracks. Injustice is going to be called Ghost Rider, Master Chief, Carnage, and then this to name a few.
Nice. I can't wait. We all can't wait to hear those songs. So I'm curious. Um, I'm gonna move away from music here in a little bit, but I'm curious. What is your process with
Well, you like the bag?
producing music? How do you approach a new song, or how do you think of a new song?
Well, lately it's been kind of different as if before. Before I would just write a song, just any thought that comes to mind. Like I said in the last interview, And you could look that up on the website papalist.com. But you could find the last interview that he did for me. But before it was just I hang on to a thought and I let it ride. But now it's more like I pick a topic and I write about it. And after I write about it, I just go through, like I said, I just let the topic and I let the topic ride. And then after that, I sample a beat on YouTube and then I just go from there.
Nice. That's cool, man. Um, okay, moving away from music. How's your personal life going?
Honestly, if I'm being honest, it's getting going kind of shitty. But I
Going
mean, I'm still grateful for what I got. I'm in a halfway house right now, but I mean, I guess yeah, that's the one thing you gotta remind yourself just to be grateful. I'm still grateful for everything. I mean, even though I'm in a shitty situation right now, it doesn't mean I can't be grateful. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity that I've had through this program, and because I just got a psych ward for saying that I'm literally the devil, and that's leading on to my wife. So that was kind of funny. But I didn't get diagnosed with schizophrenia. I left the psych ward to diagnose as bipolar, so technically I don't have schizophrenia, even though I do. No, I do. And like I said, these are all just terms and labels so technically I don't have schizophrenia. I just have bipolar, but I know within myself. I mean, all that schizophrenia is just thinking that reality is differentiates from the majority. So, I mean, in a sense, of go for it.
Oh, sorry. Do you have any advice for someone who's an up and coming musician, artist who wants to make it in the industry?
Produce a lot of music.
There you go. That's
yeah, because practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect, and honestly, that's in like anything in life. And anything in life, it takes practice. Everything that develops character, everything that takes character takes time to master. Honestly, like look at sacrifices and integrity, determination, everything that takes character takes time to perfect. So just in order to master something, you have to truly pour into dedications. It takes time. Yeah, exactly.
You have to be passionate. You have to be passionate about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anything in life, you gotta pour your heart and your mind, soul into it, and blood, sweat, and tears to get to. It took blood, sweat, and tears to get this far, and this journey to have of mine. And you can even Google me, Papa Lxst. And I even have my own website, but it took blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. Nothing's given. I know people would think that it's been given by the fan base I've grown, but in reality, I took blood, sweat, and tears to grow my fan base.
Yeah, I would never have assumed that anything was just given to you. You definitely have proven yourself to be a hardworking individual who's been had some roadblocks in the past, but you've overcome them, and now you're in a position to where you're gonna you're
Comeback. This is my comeback.
This is your comeback.
That's why it's called graveyard, because I'm coming back from the grave.
That's great. That's such a. I love your concepts. Your concepts are so cool.
Yeah, and I also have an album and a project called Spawn coming out. It's gonna be my deepest album. I don't know if people are gonna be familiar with Hotel Diablo, being the darkest album for MGK. Spawn, like I said, I take on personas that relate to my demons and everything, and Spawn is gonna be one of them, and it's gonna be my deepest album yet. I don't know even what the track is gonna be about, but I just know that's gonna be my deepest album yet, up to date. And I don't even know if it's gonna. It is gonna come out in 2023. 2023 is gonna be this year, which is podcast is gonna be released in 2023. This year is gonna be my year to come back. Like I said, I'm digging myself out of the grave. That's why it's called graveyard, because this is the graveyard era.
Nice. You mentioned MGK. For all of my fans and anyone who's watching who doesn't know, what are some of your musical influences that you look up to?
Definitely Kurt Cobain, Motley Crue, Joji, Little Peep, Oliver Tree, David Bowie, Bauhaus. I mean, just to name a few. These people are absolute legends that I look up to. And you can even see in my Instagram that for the Dead Rose album, you can see the inspirations that it caused for Dead Rose. And you could word by word. I just have memorized the musicians that I've listed on there because like it's true that these people are true inspirations for me. Especially Kurt Cobain. I'm currently growing out my hair for my love for Kurt Cobain because like the dude's a legend. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that people have had shrines dedicated to him. I fucked bitches that had shrines dedicated to him. Honestly, like no joke. Like the dude's admire as a god essentially, and that's what I want to be. The biggest rock star in this world's ever known. And just mark my words. By the time I'm 30 years old, I'm gonna be bigger than Michael Jackson. Watch. So, and by the time I'm
Damn,
25,
bigger than Michael Jackson?
by the time I'm 30, yeah.
Drake?
No, I said by the time I'm 30.
Damn.
And
Really?
I'm 21 years old right now, so that means I have 9 years to go. Yeah.
Damn. That's
And
a that's a
I
pretty
don't
bold
know.
statement.
I want to get #1 album and a Grammy by the time I'm 25.
Damn. Okay. Well, we're you're
And like I said,
speaking
we
my
manifest things into existence. So I'm currently manifesting this into existence. Mark my words. By the time I'm 25, I'm gonna have a Grammy, if not a few, and I'm gonna have a #1 album by the time I'm 25, and I'm gonna be the biggest rock star this world's ever known by the time I'm 30, bigger than Michael Jackson.
you heard it first here, folks. Papa Lxst is gonna be bigger than Michael Jackson.
By the time I'm 30, so what is that? So I'll be 30 years old by the time it's so by the time it's 30, 2031. By 2031, I'm gonna be bigger than Michael Jackson.
Wow. That's pretty big.
I mean it too. I want to put in all the work, blood, sweat, and tears to get to that point. I mean it too. I mean, I have. You saw me list out all the projects that I have coming out this year, and that's just the beginning. You know, as these songs come out, they're just going to compound. Who knows how many projects are going to come out by the end of the year?
Wow.
It's just going to be material after material after material, and who knows what the future holds for me.
Well, it sounds like it's pretty darn bright.
I know, right? Yeah, it definitely
um,
is. I
before
want to do whatever it takes to get there too.
we believe you.
Yeah.
We 100% believe you. So, before we go, I'm just curious. I wanted to ask you, what out of your entire discography, what is your favorite song that you've made?
Oh, definitely Brain Dead.
Brain Dead?
I love fucking Brain Dead. The
Tell us
reason
about
why
Brain Dead. Tell us about the
So
beginning of Brain Dead.
brain dead is essentially being about being so numb that you don't give a fuck about anything. That's why it's called brain dead because you're essentially brain dead in the sense that you don't give a fuck about what the world's going around you. That you could get that I could get this that essentially if you could personify if you vicariously live through my song, it's about you not giving a fuck about the world that goes around you, about you being able to provide for everything around you, about you being able to provide for a girl and fucking her without giving a fuck what's going around. That you could provide so much, but at the same time you don't give a fuck. That you could do it all and throw it all away, essentially in the snap if you truly wanted to. That's why it says in the song that should be your brain dead. Because like for me, that's what I've gone through, and also it's also about about the struggle of vices, how people don't understand how difficult it is, and some people just like to see the surface level about drug use and don't like to go deeper into it. That's why it says, "I know you want to start drinking, but why can't you see the serotonin leaking?" Because some people can't see that the serotonin leaks, the happiness is leaking. You can't see fail to see that you're sad inside, and you just want to point out, "Oh, you got to stop drinking." Actually, I was dating this girl from ASU that got mad at me for drinking at work. That's why the whole song stems from, is that she got mad at me for drinking at work, but she failed to see that I was dying inside.
Damn.
So that's what the song's truly about. Is it's truly about how people just look at drug addicts on a surface level and don't see the sadness inside, the darkness.
There's more underneath. There's more to analyze, to look
Right.
at. Yeah. Hmm. Well,
And I hope through my music, I really hope to actually change the world in a positive direction to where everyone could live in harmony, where drug addicts and people that are sober could live in harmony with a true understanding. That's what I'm truly trying to strive for, is peace and harmony throughout the world. This is a Sexy Beast movement, and then I have my whole team. It's Steven included, and you're included too in my team. This is a Sexy Beast movement, and I'm building an empire. I'm not going to stop until it's colossal size.
tell us about Papa Lust enterprises, about the Papa Lxst brand, the company. What do you hope to do within the next 5 to 10 years with that company?
Oh, Dan,
With
that's
me
a good
working with you and
question.
everything.
That's a good question. Well, the next 5 years, what I want to do is I want to get signed to a label, so I could. Well, the next 5 years, I want to get signed. I want to tour. I want to get known. I want to put Phoenix in the map because I've noticed there's no musician that's came out of Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm putting Phoenix, Arizona on the map, even though it's currently already on the map. But you know what I mean. I want to be Papa Lxst. I want big tours and shows. This is Papa Lxst from Phoenix, Arizona. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna, that's what I want. The next 5 years, I want to, I want to sell out arenas. That's what I want to do.
Oh, nice. Well,
And
I can picture that. I can definitely picture
I
that.
mean, the next 5 years, I'm going to be 25, aren't I? So next 5 years, what I want to do is I want to perform the Super Bowl. That's going to be my goal.
Hey, let's go.
And I also win a Grammy. That's what this whole brand and this whole team is going to strive for, is me winning a Grammy by the time I'm 25 and me getting the number one album. That's why I see this brand taking. I already see it happening too. I already know that I'm going to get number one album. I already know that I'm going to get a Grammy. It's just time's going to tell, you know?
Wow, that's I believe you. I believe you. Well, you're manifesting and manifesting it into the
Existence.
into
Into
existence.
manifesting into existence. And it's true. Like, I will have a number one album by the time I'm 25. I will have a Grammy by the time I'm 25. I will have the world known Papa Lust. And, and it's just a matter of time until people get to see that. And this is an important time right now because people get to witness it unfold. So stay tuned, kids, because this is the empire building up right now, and not that many people get lucky enough to see an empire being built.
Nice. Well, you heard it. Papa Lus is going to be one of the biggest musical artists of our time. So, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed listening. Before I go, is there anything else you would like to say to the audience, to my audience, everyone out there?
Yeah, don't do drugs and don't be a cop.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
All
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Until next time, stay sexy.
Stay sexy, everyone.